walking in with a height advantage of a few centimeters.
And, in the stand-up game, height generally translates to a longer reach, better leverage on straight punches, and just a distinct advantage in managing distance.
So he can hit the other guy from a range where he simply cannot get reached himself.
Exactly. It's a heavyweights just come out swinging with obvious, terrifying power.
They do not hold back. Not at all. But it's Nicholas, the taller fighter, who strikes first blood.
Our source notes that Nicholas lands this beautiful, highly effective left hand almost immediately.
Yeah, the punch lands completely flush.
It really does. It clearly rocks Vosgrove. And in the ensuing momentum, Nicholas actually manages to secure a solid upper grip on Vosgrove's neck and shoulder area.
He really seizes the moment.
Right. Like if you're watching those first 10 seconds, it looked like Nicholas is totally dominating. He landed the big shot. He grabbed the dominant clinch position. He is pushing the pace. To me, Nicholas's early striking success is it's like a chess player aggressively taking an early pawn.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like it looks fantastic on the surface, but are they actually just walking right into a trap?
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is the psychological trap of that exact sequence.
Yeah.
And how it plays into the classic striker versus grappler dynamic.
I'll sell.
Well, that beautiful left hand, despite being a textbook striker that obviously did real damage, likely sealed Nicholas's fate right then and there. It provided a fatal, false sense of security. But wait, how can landing a perfect punch be the worst thing he could have done? I mean, he hurt the guy. In any fight, hurting the other person early has to be a net positive, right?
You'd think so, but you have to look at the neurochemistry of that exact moment. When a striker lands a clean, effective blow right out of the gate, there is a massive, instantaneous adrenaline dump.
Oh, like a chemical rush.
Exactly. The brain registers a huge dopamine hit of success. The internal monologue is suddenly saying, my distance management is working, my timing is perfect, I can finish this fight right now.
Wow, okay. So the natural instinct is to lean into that success.
Precisely. The striker commits more weight forward, closes the distance slightly to follow up with another strike, and as the transcript notes, Nicholas takes that solid upper grip to try and control his hurt opponent.
So he steps right into the pocket to finish the job. But by doing that, I'm guessing he's fundamentally changing the math of the fight.
Completely changing it.
It makes me think of leverage, actually. Like, Nicholas neutralizing his own reach by stepping into that clinch feels like grabbing the short end of a crowbar.
Right, yeah.
He might have his hands on the tool by getting that upper grip, but Vosgrove now has all the mechanical advantage because of his massive size.
That crowbar analogy hits the nail right on the head. By engaging in that clinch, Nicholas voluntarily crossed the precise threshold where his own weapons, so, the long punches, the distance kicks, his speed, they completely lose their kinetic energy.
Because a punch needs space to accelerate, right, to generate actual force.
Exactly. By removing the space, Nicholas essentially turned off his own offense. And at the exact same time, he stepped directly into the optimal range for a grappler.
Right into the lion's den.
Yeah, because in the clinch, acceleration matters far less than sheer mass, a strong base, and close quarters leverage.
So the early success completely blinded him to the shifting geography of the cage. He thought he was winning a boxing match, but he essentially bought a one-way ticket into a grappling sequence with a guy built like a fire hydrant.
And once you give a grappler of Vosgrove's density, that kind of physical proximity, gravity just takes over. The physics fundamentally invert at that point.
From striking to wrestling.
Yeah, we go from a game of ballistics and speed to a game of tectonic plates and just crushing weight.
Which brings us down to the mat. Because that upper grip Nicholas took is exactly what allows Vosgrove to pull him in tight and drag the fight straight to the floor, which is the exact place Vosgrove is most dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
The commentary specifically notes that Vosgrove is notoriously difficult to defeat on the ground, utilizing his incredibly strong neck and his immense body weight.
He's a nightmare down there.
But this brings me back to my first point from the start of the show. I've watched plenty of heavyweight fights where they go to the ground, and it just looks incredibly slow.
It can look very static, yes.
Yeah. The guys are just kind of laying on each other. You hear the crowd booing, demanding the referee stand them up. Aren't heavyweights just resting and gassing out when they just lay on each other on the ground? Is Vosgrove really just using Nicholas as a mattress to catch his breath?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to dismantle that specific illusion. Vosgrove's strategy here relies on a concept called weaponized exhaustion.
Weaponized exhaustion, okay.
He is not resting for a single millisecond. When the commentary describes his heavy, grinding pressure, they are describing a biologically devastating tactic.
Even if it looks boring to the crowd.
Right. To the audience up in the nosebleeds, it looks static. But underneath all that, Vosgrove is applying constant, relentless, asymmetric physical tension.
Weaponized exhaustion. Walk me through the actual biology of what that feels like for Nicholas at the bottom of that pile, because it sounds awful.
Well, imagine the basic mechanics of human breathing. To take a breath, your diaphragm flexes downward, and the intercostal muscles between your ribs expand your chest cavity to draw in air.
Just a normal automatic reflex.
Right. Now imagine trying to perform that delicate muscular action while someone is driving a 260-pound anvil directly into your sternum.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that paints a picture.
Vosgrove is actively manipulating his center of gravity. He's using his toes to drive his weight forward. He's using his incredibly strong neck to post against Nicholas's head or the mat, all to ensure that every